This is the first time we flag off the promotion of a film with a film roundtable. The film in question is Baar Baar Dekho. It's an Excel Entertainment and Dharma production collaboration. Baar Baar Dekho releases on the 9th of September at, hopefully, a theatre near you. It, of course, is the first time that friends have collaborated to put out a super product. Farhan, Akhtar, Ritesh Sidhwani and myself. It stars Sidharth Malhotra and Katrina Kaif and has a debut director in Nitya, Mehra. We're here to chat about it and much, much more. Welcome to the round table. This is for Baar Baar Dekho. Hopefully everyone will Baar Baar Dekho this film. This is a joke that I was trying to crack.
Baar Baar Suno.
Correct. You want to tell us, Ritesh, how it all happened?
How it all happened? I think I remember very clearly, Karan, when we narrated the script to Sid, and I told you to read it because we've been wanting to work together and do a collaboration on a film together. So I thought this is probably the best, and I think which was wonderful when you read it and you said that, you know, this was a film which you wanted to direct. It had come to you a few years ago. So I was really glad that we could work on something together.
Right. And so we came together and it was a great script, and I was very intrigued about how Nitya actually put it all together. Because it's a concept I heard myself a couple of years ago, and on that level it hadn't really kind of come together.
Actually, when Ritesh gave it to me the first time, I read 20 pages. It was set in America, and I told him, I didn't even read the script, and I told him, I said, I'm so sorry, but I can't do this. And then he called me back and he gave me a glass of wine, basically, bought me, and then I actually went home, read the entire script, and I said, I was blown away by the concept. But at that point, I didn't feel like it was grounded anywhere. So I asked him if I could really get involved, get another writer on board, and do the screenplay ourselves. And once that was done, I narrated it to both of them. I think they were on board immediately. And then slowly, one by one,
everyone came together.
Yeah, it came together, exactly.
It's being touted as a time travel film, which it is, we must put out there, not. It is not a time travel film.
I think the theme of time is pretty much in there, as is the theme of love and life. So, yeah, but I don't think it's a time travel film at all.
So before we get to the most gorgeous lead pair of this film, I want to ask Farhan that it is also being touted as a high-concept love story. How would you like to expand on that?
Hindi film is known for making love stories. And moving forward, we have to, I think, speak to a younger audience, speak to them in a new kind of way, present love stories in a way they probably enjoy that they've not seen before. This is a new, using technology, using things that the young mind is very, very influenced by, is very, very into. I think it's using all that stuff to tell a story in a new kind of way. Yeah. So I think that's really what makes it kind of a slightly high concept. And
what I think that the best way to put out the concept is like, what if you were given a chance to actually see the future of your relationship? What if every single one of us, and we all know we go through our own relationship traumas, that what if we could see the future, how good or bad would that be? Sorry,
if I may add, how good or bad would that be? And having seen that, what would you do different?
Correct. That's exactly what Baar Baar Dekho does. It has a situation, it also has a solution. Yeah. You know, which I think is fantastic. Sidharth and Katrina have come together for the very first time in Baar Baar Dekho. What was the feeling? Katrina?
When I heard the narration, I had the completely wrong concept and notion about the film. And when I ended the narration, the simplest way for me to put it is, there's been two times in my life that I've heard a narration and I've cried. One, that film never got made, and this was the second time that happened for me. As a girl and as a woman, I think hit so deeply and hit very personally, which is why for me this was just the film which I knew at that minute that I was going to be a part of.
So Katrina had a minor meltdown. What was your reaction? Did you read it? Did you hear it?
I remember when I met her for the first time, we were sitting across and I was training for Brothers. Right. So I was only munching one of my meals because I had to gain weight.
He ate 6 meals through the narration.
No, not 6 meals.
6 meals.
The whole narration of me trying to guess what the film is about or what is going to happen next, because unlike an audience sees it with the trailer, when you hear a narration, you just go, you know, with a blank slate. So, and I couldn't figure out what the film is trying to go or trying to say, but eventually what the message came out for me was extremely emotional. I didn't cry, but I did learn something.
We're going to talk about when you finally did cry on set as a result of Katrina Kaif.
Yeah,
but more about that a little later. I need to ask you, Nitya, You were sprung on, it's your first film, the energies and the nervousness is all at an all-time high. It's a high-concept love story. And then you have Sidharth Malhotra, who's, of course, a young actor, and Katrina Kaif, you know, who is a young actress, been in the business much longer than Sidharth. How did that dynamic play out in front of you? Were you amused, entertained, irritated? You can be honest.
No, all of those. It was brilliant because, you know, we shot our film in different schedules in different countries. And it worked out so brilliantly. I don't know if they're method actors, but basically, when I didn't want them to have any chemistry, they were, I don't think they were even speaking to one another. Then when I was getting to the love story part of it, I was really actually worried. I would go home and say, how am I going to make a love story with people that I think may not be vibing? Cut to, we reach all the locations that we reach, and exactly what I needed from them happened.
Actually, for me, this was the first film that I had done a process, what you call, I guess, a workshop.
Yeah.
There were different phases in the film, as you know. So in different phases, we as a couple were going through different things. And then there actually was one day where Sid came and kind of went like this and was trying to make a joke with me, and I just got up and I walked on the other side of the room because I don't know, it was just working better for me that way.
So did this throw you off, this Katrina's blow hot, blow cold chemistry creating?
In the beginning, for sure.
Yeah. It took us a while.
So would you say that you were not initially comfortable working with her?
Of course, we didn't know each other from, you know, before. So the first time we met was during those workshops, and we tried to do all the scenes possible. And I think it happens in any film. Like, the whole crew gets together, and the more time they spend, they get to know each other, they get more comfortable. And for us, it worked out according to the scenes, as she said. Yeah. We started off with the portions that we were not so happy.
There's a big portion of the film where I'm supposed to be very distant, and he's supposed to be very confused. So what was happening in the film was exactly that. I was being distant. Sid was confused at what's wrong with Katrina, and thus was confused. Am I right, Nitya?
Perfect.
Absolutely. Which is exactly.
Farhan,
yeah,
you've seen the film. Did you get a sense that what they're talking about right now was coming through in the film, the dynamic that that you can see in front of you?
I think with Sid and with Katrina, and of course then the other actors as well, everything that needed to come out within the scene, you want to feel a certain way for a certain character, you want to understand what it is that they're feeling for themselves, about each other. All of that comes through really, really well. So I think, I mean, firstly, kudos to Nitya, I think, to start with. To set the right...
Ritesh, you were on set nearly every day, and you went through the beats of this film. You saw a debut director go through her anxiety, her love, her nervousness, and yet her confidence. What was your immediate thought while all this was going on?
I've worked with Nitya. She's been an assistant on Dawn. So I've seen her work, and then after that we've interacted, spent a lot of time when she was writing the script, going through the screenplay. So I think on that level, I think the trust with her to handle a film like this and to handle these two people, and when she went to them with you know, wish list that I wanted to meet Sid for this part and go to Cat, I think it all worked out. And like I said, the workshops happened. So I was constantly with them on that, seeing them. So I was, when we were shooting over there, I could see them getting comfortable as each day went on. You know, so maybe the first few days was different, little difficult, but I think once they set in and got into motion, then it just happened.
Nitya, you are working in a house full of directors that are constantly there to judge you, give you their opinion, to kind of give you their thoughts on everything. You have Farhan, you have Zoya in the house, you have me collaborating on this film, Ritesh, who's produced many films before, surrounded by a house and family of filmmakers. That can be uplifting because it gives you the confidence that you are in good stead with so many opinions coming your way. Also can be hugely daunting, you know, to constantly be judged by other voices as filmmakers. How did you handle that?
I think, firstly, it's fantastic. I mean, I love it because the thing is that with the three of you sitting here, very rarely has any of you come to the room and said that if you have an opinion, for example, you'll give it to me, and it's never been like, okay, you've got to do this. There's a lot of reasoning. If I don't like it, I can always reason with you guys, you know? So for me, it's been amazing like that to be surrounded by all these people that you named. And also, I think that filmmaking is very collaborative. And after a while, sometimes as a director, you could lose perspective. So I'm very happy to bring people into the room and just hear them out. And the choice eventually is mine and my producers, of course. But very rarely have I reached that, you know, in any decision where it's like my way or the highway.
So when there was a disagreement and she wanted to project my way or the highway but not said it, what was the vibe with you two?
I realized one thing. I'll make the point, and the argument is the most necessary thing for me, because in that argument, I can see how convinced the director is. And if I can see there's no doubt or uncertainty, then I know that the director knows more than me, they're the captain of the ship, and I'm very possibly wrong.
What happens when you want to throw a fit, Ritesh, about the budget going out of whack? And when everything... Do you... I know you now for many years. I'm not so sure you can mince your words. I think... I'm not so sure you're capable of going and saying, let's talk about this. I'm like, you have 1 crore to shoot this sequence, do it or get lost. I mean, is that the vibe?
I just use the gun. No, I mean, I don't think so. It comes down to that again, it's like Nitya said it earlier, it's a collaborative effort.
Stop sounding like such a calm, composed person.
But it is. When have you seen me? Have you seen me frazzled? Have you seen me frazzled?
I enjoy my arguments with him the best. Yeah, I don't know, because me and him, we just have a synergy together. I don't know what it is. We have a synergy. I will call up and I'll scream, and then because we're both like that, and we know each other very well. And then we'll scream like that. And then he'll say his point, I'll say my point. But somehow we always come to the conclusion which we're both happy with.
That's because you know you have to listen to me.
Katrina, you said to have set the temper of the set in all kinds of ways. Either everybody was chilled out, everybody was hyper.
I was just very passionate. Yeah. That's all.
But I want to understand, where did all those tempers, energies finally land, Sid, when you had to do a song with Katrina Kaif? You take songs very seriously, and that's the reason why so many iconic songs that exist in cinema are a result of your dedication to them. And all those multiple YouTube views.
Excuse me, but do you also know there's something called as a duet song?
She's not aware.
One more. She's not aware.
Yeah.
That's the problem. All her body of work.
So are you trying to say Katrina Kaif was annulling your presence?
Yes. My presence, my foot, my face, my eye. I've been bruised and battered multiple times.
No, see, he's actually got it wrong. So I am aware of what a duet is, and I think I do them very nicely and duety, where two people are doing two things together. What I'm not so good at is splitting the center of a stage. Because when you have a stage, see, like when you're doing something over here on the beach or something.
We had marked it.
Yeah, but when there's a stage and this is where the camera is, my instinct is just to be in front of the camera. It's an instinct I just can't fight.
Essentially, you have to get another camera that's just a dummy camera.
Actually, that is
and just keep it right in front of her wherever you need her to be.
You are entirely right. That's
and roll the camera for framing, the one you want to roll, and just keep this one, and she can just keep performing to it. And you can break for lunch and put the camera there also, and she'll just continue.
I know, we've shot Chikni Chameli, and it was scheduled as a 5-day song. It went on for 9 days. But then I have to say, eventually, that song really helped the film, and it came out superbly. So Katrina does invest a lot into a song.
And it's
Why is that, Katrina? Where does this obsession come for songs in this level?
Because in a song, see, a scene may be an opinion. That's why probably sometimes I'm not as opinionated about a scene or as about a take. But dance to me is something where it's easier for me to see what is right and what is wrong. And I think I just enjoy it.
I do know that in So Asmano, which was the romantic song which was in the portion you all shot in Thailand, there was a lot of love, there was a lot of sizzle.
All I have to say is wait and see the romantic song before anyone listens to it.
Yes, of course, because...
I'm just going to say that I think our songs are really nice.
Yes,
and I think both of them, both songs we're referring to, which is Kala Chashma and So Asman, I think are two of my favorite songs, especially So Asman.
Okay, now every film is a journey. Every film is a journey. You go through the highs, the lows, and from what I can tell, that there was a lot of synergy between director and actors. And I think important to say the messaging of this film. That's what I think everyone talks about very strongly, that whoever's seen it walks out with something learned. If I had to say, encapsulate like this entire journey of Baar Baar Dekho, the music, the fun, the dance, the song, the energy, what do you have to say, Nitya?
It's been brilliant. I've loved every second of it. And it's been... the highs and the lows and all of that has been so worth it, because I actually genuinely love the script. And from the script, everyone that's come on board from there on end has just made it something very special. And I think it'll definitely translate onto screen.
Sid, this is your 6th film. And a journey. I mean, you know, it started in 2012. We're releasing the film September 2016. And when you did Baar Baar Dekho, it's, I would say, your most challenging acting part.
It was extremely challenging when I heard the script also, and even for Nitya, I think hats off to her to choose a script like this in her first, debut film, to get a script which has not a straight narrative, a very high concept. Again, yet being very simple and a love story. Hopefully, this will be, you know, we do justice to the film and the story and do something new. So I'm still very anxious and nervous to see what people think.
Katrina, now I've heard from them. This film, I know, has been more special to you than others have.
I think you're completely right. I'm not sure if I can pinpoint the reasons why, except to say that I think it was just an amalgamation of a few things coming together at the right time. It was the character. It was Nitya knowing who this girl was in a very personal level, which kind of did 60% of my work for me. It was the luck of me actually liking and connecting to the person who she was trying to create. Otherwise, sometimes things are very alien to me. I never really, I'm not able to connect to it. I think it also came during the journey of the film. It came at the right points in my life that I was able to connect to a lot of things personally, and then the right support to execute it. So I think for me, yeah, it was a really satisfying experience.
Okay, we're going to kind of close in and say the one word of the person next to you. So it's going to start with you. The only one word. I want just one word to describe the person sitting right next to you.
She's a romantic.
Nitya, the one word you have to describe Sid.
Beautiful.
Ooh. Sid, the one word you have to describe Katrina.
Crush.
Katrina, the one word to describe Ritesh.
Smart.
Ritesh, the one word to describe me.
Honest.
And your goes to Farhan?
Yeah.
I have one word. I have childhood. I don't know. He's a big part of my childhood. Childhood.
Lovely.
Yeah. Okay, but before this game ends, one word that you all have to describe each other. We can't let you all go. Because you all are the lead players.
Yeah, we just got
No, but now, go two again. Second word. You said crush, but give me a word.
You first now. I've already said it.
Me first, that's fair enough. Innocent.
What is your word apart from
Another word
crush?
apart from crushing at her?
Attracted is the derivative of crush.
I think passionate.
I think passionate and innocent are right. I think I'm gonna have a little chat with Sid after the show is over about some things. Me and Sid are going for a little walk and talk. I think I might take Farhan along with me for that walk and talk.
We were there, yeah. But in all, I think anyone has any parting thoughts, and all we have to say that Baar Baar Dekho is a hope.
May I just say that since I had not seen the film or wasn't there at the shoot at all, so when I watched the film recently, I must say that it is truly one of the finest performances by these two. They were tough parts to play, and I think you'll have both played them exceedingly well. So well done.
But I have to resonate with what you said.
Absolutely.
And I feel at the end of the film, I think their journey of both the characters and what they'd been through moved me to a point that it made me feel like I was part of the journey. Baar Baar Dekho releases on the 9th of September at a theatre near you. It's a film that celebrates life and love, and I hope you will capture the film very soon when it's out there in the cinema. Till then, the team of Baar Baar Dekho, which is Excel, Dharma, Nitya, Mehra, Debut Director, Sidharth Malhotra, Katrina Kaif, signing off. Baar Baar Dekho, all yours on the 9th of September.